Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle. For those of you who do not know me, hi, welcome. I'm so glad you stopped by today. I am super excited because I have someone for you guys to meet. Let me get her.
Osa Bear, come here.
Look it, this is Osa. This is our new puppy. She is 8 weeks old. She is a lab husky mix and she is just adorable. She does have two different colored eyes. So she has heterochromia, which she has a blue eye and a brown eye, and we just love her. We named her Osa because she looked like a little bear cub when we first picked her up. And I mean, she still kind of does a little bit, but not so much, but it suits her. It fits her. So I'm gonna put her down and let her get back to napping. She's probably like, hey, mom, put me down. But yes, this is a cute little Osa. She is definitely my buddy. She's my little shadow. She follows me around pretty much everywhere. She does not follow my husband. She follows me. So she's just laying down behind me. We're gonna let her sleep. And I'm going to go ahead and get into some Reddit unpopular opinions. So really quick, before I go ahead and start getting into the Reddit unpopular opinions, I'm going to prime my eyes, and today I'm probably going to just use my MAC paint pot because it's sitting in front of me. Today I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. I have not used this a ton. I do love it though. I think it has a very, very pretty color story. So I'm going to be playing with that today. So let me go quickly prime my eyes and I will be right back to get started with the Reddit unpopular opinions. Okay, I'm back and I just primed my eyes with my MAC paint pot. As most of you know, and some of you might not, I do list and link all of the items that I use down in the description box down below. These Reddit unpopular opinions are truly just me going on Reddit and kind of finding unpopular opinions, saving them to my phone, and forgetting about the ones that I saved because I do it in a weird order. It makes sense to me, maybe not to everyone. But basically, I read them, I react, I give my own opinion, I say whether I agree or disagree, things like that with it. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into this. I'm probably not going to talk about every single product I'm using just to make sure that I can get through as many Reddit unpopular opinions as I can. So again, if you are curious about anything that I use on my face, it is listed and linked down below in the description box. So the first one says, religion should not be forced upon your kids. I think it is really sad when parents try to force their religion on their kids. And I'm not just talking about a parent making their child go to church now and then. When a parent does not allow their kid to really grow as a person, such as not allowing their child to develop their own beliefs, opinions, sexual orientation, etc., that is a very big problem. Now, if a child really wants to be involved in that religion, good for them, and they absolutely should. But I just wish that even though a kid may be young and whatnot, their opinions on this matter should still be respected. So I was raised in a very, very religious household. I'm still a very religious person. But with that, I don't and have never really felt like I was forced to go to church or forced to be religious, and I really respect my parents for that. They really took the time to explain, you know, why they believe things and talk about beliefs and things with us, but I don't feel like any of me or my siblings were necessarily forced to go to church or to be active in church or anything like that. So I really do respect my parents. One thing I will say is that, you know, at certain points in people's lives, they're gonna make their own opinions, whether their parents are okay with that or not. They are. And I think it's important to let your kids know that you're going to care about them no matter what. And I think if you're forcing something on them that later on does not work in their life, then that's their choice to either be a part of that or to not be a part of that. And I think it's really sad when people disown or don't don't love their kids, relatives, things like that, siblings, for who they are and for what they choose to be. I think that you can definitely still be religious and still care about people and still be respectful of who they are and not be horrible about it, because at the end of the day, and this is just my belief, we're here to help each other. We're here to grow together, and in order to do that, we need to be able to get along with people that we might not agree with. And I know that sometimes seems impossible, but it's really, really not. And I wish more people kind of saw it that way. It's really sad to me that there are a lot of people who don't see it that way or feel that their way is the only right way, when that's just not okay. The next one is pasta is the worst food item. I feel personally attacked right now. I hate it. It tastes like absolutely nothing, regardless of what you put on it or inside it. It has no flavor and is nothing but a damp, slimy string of flour. The presence of pasta in any of its deceptive forms can completely ruin an otherwise delightful sauce. So does this person just eat the sauce? It is easily the worst food item I can possibly be served. I genuinely do not understand how people love it so much, to the point that if you dare disagree, they act like you've offended their mother. Well, maybe you have. Maybe their mother is an amazing pasta maker, okay? Why so touchy? You should be happy. I don't like your congealed flour slime. More for you. I'm sorry, just the way that they like put this, somebody is a little bit triggered that they were forced to eat pasta. You know what, I don't care if you don't like pasta, because as you said, more for me. But I don't agree with what you've said. I freaking love pasta. I love it so much. It is my favorite food and it's amazing. And hello, carbs. I love carbs. I don't care who you are. Carbs are flippin' amazing. I love them so, so much. Oh, carbs. And I'm just realizing that like my eyebrows are two different shapes. Oh well. I'm not going anywhere. It's Friday night and I'm filming a video. Okay, next one. Nuclear weapons are one of the greatest inventions to ever happen. Thanks to nuclear weapons, we now have a war system called MAD. Mutually assured destruction guarantees that if someone dares to launch a nuke at some country, the other country or its allies will launch back. Making this nuclear system ensures that no country, even if bonkers, will ever dare to actually launch a nuke. Even if they do launch a nuke, nukes ensure the one who sent it gets blown up or blown off the map. Nuclear weapons are scary and could end mankind, but they are ironically keeping us safe by the sheer destructiveness of a nuclear bomb. I don't really think that they're that cool. I don't think that a lot of people think that they're that cool. I don't know. I don't really like nuclear weapons. I'm gonna be real here. They actually, the idea of them scares me. So yeah, there's that. It's a little bit uncomfortable that somebody is so excited about them, and the fact that, you know, if it ever did come to that, you know, wiped off this planet completely is a little scary and freaky. So yeah, I don't really like the premise of this opinion. Kids should fight in school. Well, these just get more and more interesting. I don't know about other schools, but in my middle school and high school, whenever some kids had beef, they would organize a fight. This sounds like a movie. behind the church and duke it out. After the ritual humiliation, then the two parties would shake hands and part ways. Okay. The beef was settled and nobody is left feeling bad. If a fight did happen during school hours, it usually lasted a few seconds or was with two girls pulling each other's hair until a teacher intervened and suspended the both of them. Besides, for boys anyway, fighting is natural. I don't think fighting's natural. And if they never do it because they are afraid of reprimanding, then they will think that fighting is bad because they will be punished, not because it hurts others. So let boys fight, teach them about civility and proper ways to deal with conflict. I don't think fighting is a proper way to deal with conflict. I actually think that is an improper way to deal with conflict. I think that if you allow fighting in schools, I mean, that just to me is unnecessary violence for the sake of violence, and I don't agree with that premise at all. I don't think fighting like that is a good way to go about having a... I don't think that's a proper way to handle a conflict. And apparently some people think that that is an a-okay way to handle a conflict. This next one, I think puns are the best type of joke. Me too, Reddit person. People think they are unpopular because they feel that they are simple and represent the lowest levels of thought. As someone has pointed out in this sub, old grandpas even like puns. A follow-up comment being, a lot of people here desperately want to be funny. I freaking love puns, okay? And maybe it's because I work with little kids and half the boards that I used to do would be puns because they make me laugh. I don't care. A common remark in the mainstream being, he who would make a pun would pick a pocket. They miss the point entirely. The more terrible, the better. Exactly. If they are too clever, then they lose their appeal. They capture what it means to let your guard down and just be a natural, goofy, and simple human being. They have no pretext or subtext, zero Dantine Reddit like ironies, and are relatable and fun for everyone. Kids even love them. Sorry, I like puns. Some people don't like them, but those people eventually grow out of that opinion. The more awful the pun, the more comfortable the person making them is with themselves. I freaking love puns. Why don't people like puns? What's wrong with them? They're funny. They're great. They're great. Ooh, okay. This next one's gonna be an interesting one because sometimes I agree with it and sometimes I don't. I'm going for a very kind of mauvey purpley look and I'm loving it. Okay, this next one, exercise is pointless. Okay, most exercise anyway. Sure, if you're military, first responder, professional athlete, that's different. Anyway, I just don't see the appeal of keeping thin/toned. I'd never want to live in a society without a decent proportion of people of, well, decent proportions. Add in all the money people spend of gym memberships, workout attire, etc. I just think we need to chill out about this as a society. So I'm not somebody who agrees with like the premise of like shaming anyone for their weight. I mean, I'm not exactly a teeny tiny human being, but I will say this, I do actually enjoy working out, but lately my idea of working out is playing with a puppy, so that's fun. Or like when my husband and I went on our honeymoon, we were in Yellowstone, so there was a lot of hiking, walking, moving around. That's my kind of like what I like to do. I like to hike, I like to be out in nature. I don't like camping though, fun fact. But yeah, that's kind of like what I like to do. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the gym. I used to go all the time, as some of you might know, and it's not my all-time favorite place to be or to spend hours and hours at. Okay, frozen pizza is better than regular pizza. I don't care what anyone says. Frozen pizza is better than regular fresh pizza. Frozen pizza has the perfect texture, consistency, and taste every time. Does it? Does it though? I feel like pizza from a pizza place is definitely good, but to me, frozen pizza will always be better. So there's this pizza place that my parents introduced me to. It's one of my favorite places to go. I am not the biggest fan of frozen pizza all the time. I'll eat it. I mean, sometimes I'm lazy and that's what my husband and I have for dinner because I don't want to cook and he doesn't want to cook. So we have it. But if I can get pizza, I should have put down glitter glue before using this shadow. If I can like go get a pizza, I'd rather do that than eat a frozen one. I mean, I don't always have money for takeout pizza or like to order a pizza, but I mean, it's preferred over the other. But I mean, to each their own. If you really like frozen pizza, by all means, keep eating your frozen pizza. I'm going to continue to eat the loves that I have. This next one, I care about what people think of me, even strangers I'll never see again. There seems to be this big push over the years, especially in Western cultures, to let everyone know how much you don't care what other people think. You do you, YOLO. Do people still say that? Some people take this to mean do whatever you want and forget what anyone thinks about you. It's become a thing where people now wear it as some sort of badge of honor. Look at me, everyone. Look at how much I don't care about what you think of me. Well, I do care what people think of me. I care what my friends, family, acquaintances, and even complete strangers think of me. Okay, so my whole thing is I don't worry too much about what complete strangers think of me. If I did, I would not be doing YouTube. Fun fact. But I do worry about, like, I want, you know, I think with things like family and friends, I care about what they think. I care about their opinions. I want them in my life, obviously, so I care. That's just that. Well, I'm going to quickly go off camera before we continue this, and I'm going to do my base as well as I'm probably just going to do my liner and lashes, and then I'll do all of the colored cosmetics with you guys. That way you can see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of really feeling this kind of purpley look today. I don't know, it was just a mood. So I will be right back and we'll get back into these Reddit unpopular opinions. Okay, so I went ahead and did my base products. I need to grab some brushes. I'm going to, haven't really decided what I'm going to do for blush. Let's read the next Reddit unpopular opinion. I like having to bag my own groceries. I don't know how much of the world is like this right now, but market employees not being able to bag what you buy is great in my opinion. So often I will get a bagger who puts absolutely no thought into what goes into each bag and will do something such as crush an item or mix hot with cold. It's better doing it yourself even if it takes a bit longer. The way you can do it how you like. I am somebody who is a huge fan of self-checkout, so yeah. I also love going to Winco here because you do have to bag your own items. And I love that. I'm a big fan of doing that. So that doesn't really bug me. I think it's funny when people like go to Winco, when you see somebody who's never been there and they're like waiting for somebody to bag their items and the cashier's like, oh, you do it, and they just kind of look at the cashier like, what? I do it? Yeah, you do. I don't know, I like it. My stuff goes where I want it. I can have as few or as many bags. It also makes it easy, like if I bring my own, they have paper or plastic. It's great. This person would hate me. That's all I'm going to say about this one. Overly optimistic people are annoying AF. I'm sure we've all dealt with them, often in the form of everything happens for a reason. I am so that person. Or no experience is useless, or something else that ignores reality. I don't think all of those statements ignore reality, but okay. I can't stand them sometimes because they refuse to see how life sucks. Sometimes, well, maybe life to them doesn't suck, okay? And that there's no real point in living. Okay, I can honestly say that as somebody who tends to be a little more enthusiastic, I have a very optimistic and enthusiastic kind of personality, and I think a lot of that comes from what I do for a living. I work with kids, and you kind of have to be that way, and so it's kind of rubbed off in other stages of my life. I would not say though that I ignore reality. There are times where my day has completely sucked, and I'll say it. I'll be like, well, today sucked. Or you know what? Like, okay, 2020, other than like getting married and a few other things here and there, has actually really sucked. A lot of just weird things have happened. Like, okay, it's taken me forever to find a new job, to find something that I like, to find something that is not overly anxiety inducing, which you guys would probably think that's funny with what I'm doing now. Because I think to a lot of other people, my job would be anxiety inducing. But I don't know. It's not for me. Like, it doesn't cause me anxiety, and I love my job. I love what I do. And I think a lot of times people don't really take into consideration that sometimes how people get through something, and this is very much me, I get through hard things by being optimistic and being happy-go-lucky. And I had a brief thought as I'm putting this on that I should have gone in with the yellow one, but I am very optimistic. I am generally that way. But I would not say it's like a 100% all my life I'm constantly optimistic. And sometimes I have to really try at being optimistic or seeing the brighter side of things. It's not always easy, and it's been something that I've more like trained myself to do than actually have done. I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Haze. I don't know why I just picked that up and showed you. I haven't shown you the rest of the video. I don't know. But yeah, I don't. And I know I irritate people. Like, I've had coworkers in the past be like, why are you always in such a good mood? Why are you this way? I don't know. I'm really not. You just haven't seen me at my pissed off, because I've learned to kind of hide it, especially at work and doing what I do. I mean, everyone has their bad days, everyone has their rough days, but I just don't think every single enthusiastic person is being disingenuous, because I'm not. I mean, I've had moments where things have just been super difficult, and I've been just kind of a nightmare to deal with, and not enthusiastic and not optimistic. And when I am not optimistic, a lot of people are like, oh gosh, and it freaks people out, as I would expect it to, because if I'm not being optimistic or like seeing the bright side of things, you better kind of worry that shit's hit the fan, because at that point it has. Okay, let's read the last one before I put on a lip. Honking or whistling after seeing a beautiful girl is not sexual harassment if it is done as a compliment. Okay. I've always honked or revved my engine if I was riding after girls that I thought were attracted. I never understood why. Okay, okay. Because you obviously don't understand how uncomfortable this is, especially if it's from somebody you do not know, it is so uncomfortable. It is like the most uncomfortable thing ever. It's happened to me. I've also been catcalled. It's happened. It's uncomfortable. It's not something that I think I've never enjoyed it happening. I'm gonna be real. Never once enjoyed it happening. Never did more than that. Well, that's great that you never did more than that. I mean, good on you, I guess. but still, like, no, if they were turning their head to see what's up, I always just gave a thumbs up, or maybe I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is like the same with those guys that like walk up to you. You should smile more. No, like, leave me alone. Let me have my moment. Let me have my day. Go away. Bye. Thank you for your input. Nobody wanted it. Nobody needed it. And that is how I feel about that. That stuff irritates the crap out of me. I don't care if you meant it as a compliment. I'm sorry. I don't. It's not a compliment. It doesn't feel like a compliment in the moment. It actually is just not. It's very uncomfortable, as I said. I don't even have the patience to read that one. But there is a comment on here and it's somebody going, it's a compliment type of a thing. Okay, so now that I've horribly applied that lipstick, this is the final look. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. You'll have to let me know what you thought about these Reddit. Well, here is the finished look. You'll have to let me know what you think about it down below, as well as the Reddit unpopular opinions that I shared here. Some of them were lighthearted, a couple of them got under my skin a bit. That's usually how these videos go. So I do hope you enjoyed it. You'll have to let me know how you felt about some of these opinions. Do you agree, disagree with them? Do you feel the same way I do, differently? Totally fine. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Well, I do hope that you have a wonderful day, night, wherever you are. Please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below so we can chat, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!